So a while back I was tagged by Susie at Read Susie Read in the Infinite Book Challenge, and I think I'm going to try it out today. It's basically where you have to name as many books as you can within a minute. Why do I have all the animals on me? I don't have really high expectations for this because I'm not very good about thinking on the spot about book titles, but we'll see. So, let's go. Perks of Being a Wallflower, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, Prisoner of Azkaban, Goblet of Fire, Order of the Phoenix, Half-Blood Prince, Deathly Hallows, Will Grayson, Looking for Alaska, An Abundance of Catherines, Let It Snow, The Fault in Our Stars, Anna and the French Kiss, Lola and the Boy Next Door, Name of the Star, The Madness Underneath, The Bermudas Triangle, Going Bovine, Beauty Queens, The Truth About Forever, Just Listen. Oh no, I'm drawing a blank. Pride and Prejudice, Sense and Sensibility, Mansfield Park. See, not good on the spot. That wasn't very good. So here's my total. And it's really sad considering how many books I've read. The other half of the video that I want to do today is the childhood books tag. I came across it because of Kaylee Hyde, which her channel for reading is Kaylee Reads. I'll link that in the description. My favorite books as a child were weird ones because my mother read to me a lot, particularly until I was about 5. My mom stayed home with us, and so all of my favorite books were classics because my mom loved Moby Dick and Great Expectations and that kind of thing, and that's what she would read to us. So my hatred of Moby Dick began at a very young age. But actual children's books that I really liked, I loved Dr. Seuss. I thought the rhyming was great and the colors on the characters were just completely my style. I loved Walk It in My Pocket. I loved that a lot. Other than my mom reading to us whenever I was little, I'm not really sure we had any particularly special traditions with any of those books. I do remember that I always read There's a Walk It in My Pocket by Dr. Seuss to my youngest sister whenever she was little, and I also read it to my little cousin when he was very small too. I also tried to read them the Harry Potter books though, so I'm not sure if that's special. But at least to me, it's sentimental. My favorite books or series whenever I was old enough to read is a much bigger list. 1, because I learned to read when I was really young, and so I read a lot, and 2, because I prefer to read alone. So it was more likely for me to read more whenever it was just me. I loved the Boxcar Children, and all of that series really, but especially the first one. And I really liked the first 6 books in the Nancy Drew series, and I don't know why only the first 6, but that's as far as I really got with that one. I liked the Babysitter's Club. I don't remember much about it now, but I really liked that. And Sweet Valley High? Sweet Valley High I read much more than the Babysitter's Club. And I also read all the Lois Lowry books. I started with Number of the Stars, which was actually my all-time favorite and got me interested in Holocaust literature, which freaked my mother out. And then I also loved, like the Giver series. Of course, I started reading Harry Potter when it came out, but I think I was somewhere around the 4th or 5th grade or something whenever it came out. So I read them as they were coming out, so I'm not sure if they were really a childhood series for me because I grew up with them. So my favorite book characters in those books, whenever I was little, I really liked both the children and the Boxcar Children. I liked that they got to live on their own and were independent in that boxcar. I thought that was freaking awesome. I was kind of sad whenever they got guardians and stuff later. It makes me sound like a terrible person. In Number of the Stars, I really distinctly remember a character named Anne-Marie, and I thought that was the prettiest name ever. I totally planned on naming my future children, all of them, Anne-Marie, because I was going to name all of my children the same thing. But I really remember Anne-Marie. That story really affected me a lot for years to come, actually, so I'd probably go with that one. And in the Harry Potter books, I have the crazy frizzy hair, and I'm a bit of a know-it-all and read a lot, so of course Hermione Granger was my favorite. My favorite book in a childhood series? I'm going to have to split this between 2, because like I said, I grew up with Harry Potter, so I'm not sure if I consider that a childhood series or not. But in that one, I'd go Prisoner of Azkaban. I don't know why. It was just my favorite book. And in actual children's series that I read whenever I was a child, I'm going to go with the first Boxcar Children book because I can still remember most of it, which means I must have read it dozens of times. So when I was younger, the people that I wanted to dress up as for Halloween were like things I wanted to be when I grew up, or people that I saw but didn't understand. So like I wanted to dress up as a hobo and as a forensic scientist. Yes, I was that child. But I didn't really dress up like characters from books very often. I think I dressed up as Pocahontas one year. That's about as close as I got to that. So most of the books that I read as a kid don't really have movie adaptations. I mean, of course, all the Harry Potter books do. And I like them all now, although at the time that they came out, I got kind of frustrated with them from like the fourth one on. I really hated how they had to squish everything into the movies to fit a certain timeline. It still bugs me a little, but I thought they did a really good job trying to adapt the entirety of a huge novel into a 2.5-hour period. So the children's series that I've read as an adult are more young adult novels. I'm actually about to start reading the Percy Jackson Olympian series, but that's because my cousins gave them all to me a couple of years ago for Christmas, and I've yet to read any of them, so I just feel bad about that. Other than that, I mean, of course, I still reread Harry Potter, and I read YA books like a crazy person, but just like when I was a kid, I tend to read standalone novels more than series, so I'm trying to get more into reading series, so if you have any suggestions about that, I'd love to hear about it. I just don't know very many. So that's all that I have for you today, and I would like to tag especially Susie in the Childhood Books tag. But also, the Collab of Awesome Girls would be kind of great for that. Scarlett especially would love this tag. And anybody else who wants to do it, because I think talking about childhood is fun and nostalgic, and talking about books is always great. So I will see you next week. Bye! Puppy, what are you doing? Don't even think about it. Get off the thing. He's your cute puppy. He's your cute puppy. Get down. Get off her, puppy. No! No! Kitty! Go away. Leave your squeaky thing.